Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on my channel here. Now in today's video, guys, I'm going to be bringing you a really good red zone defense, or more of a kind of goal line defense inside the 5 in Madden 21. Today we're going to be going over the formation 3-4 bear, and the play is going to be cover 2 invert. I'm going to be going over all of the steps in this coverage defense. This is more going to be geared towards the passing side of things. If you guys want a goal line run defense, definitely go ahead and let me know down in the comments. As well, if we smash 5 likes in this video, I will do it. But guys, before we do get in the video, if you do want to follow me on Twitter, my link is down below. I do post when all my videos go live, as well as just some other stuff, just chat with you guys and whatnot. And speaking of chatting with you guys, if you want to go to my Discord, if you want to join that, the link is down below. And I also do have the link as well to sign up for Discord in the description. And also, guys, the final thing is, if you do want to check out my 2 most recent videos, they are going to be in the top right of your screen right now. But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get into the red zone coverage defense. Alright guys, so here we go. This is the red zone coverage defense right here. This is going to be cover 2 invert out of 3-4 bear. Now I'm currently using the New York Giants defensive playbook, and I will go ahead and I'll put down in the description the other playbooks that this specific play is in. But today, guys, we're going to be going over this cover 2 invert. Now what I really like about this is, firstly, you could use it as safety, and second thing, there were 2 vert hooks on the field. Now usually when people run passes like inside the 5-yard line, they like to go with like slants, corner routes, that kind of thing. Well, in these certain setups, you can actually shut them down, which is going to be very, very cool. And basically, guys, let's go ahead. Let's just get into the personnel subs. Now, how you're going to access this menu is you're going to press R1 on your controller. So what I want to do here is, honestly, I don't make any personnel subs. I mean, if I don't really have a fast safety in this free safety slot, I will put in a faster safety, because that's going to be our user on this play. But this play is not really going to be like user heavy, because you're not really going to have to cover a lot of the field due to the fact that, number 1, you're going to be on the goal line, but number 2, you're mostly going to be worried about covering the middle on this play, as the outsides get covered decently well, because we are going to have curl flats and also some hard flats on the field as well. And then you're also going to have some vert hooks on the field. That way you don't have to worry about any hitches or slants, that kind of thing. So that's going to be really, really key here. Now, in terms of the coaching adjustments as well, what we're going to do, how you're going to access this menu, it's just on the home page. You're going to press coaching adjustments. And basically, ball under defense I have on play ball. And then also my flats, my zone drops are on 5 yards, and curl flats are on 20 yards. So that's how I have it set up here. You could also possibly go on the goal line. You could put your hooks at 0. That way, hook curls, through reception hooks, middle reads, or vertical hook zones, they won't really drop back a lot. So you'll be able to cover the hitch routes and like the slant routes coming right over the middle. So guys, pretty much that's it for the pre-play adjustment. But now, guys, let's go ahead. Let's get into this defense. Alright guys, so here we go. We are testing this against I-form close right here, running PA tight end leak, which is actually a really good red zone play I went over in Madden 20. And we're going to basically be doing a similar setup to that, and we're going to be using this defense. Now, what you're going to want to do first here is you're actually going to want to come out in this play. I believe it is like a pinch dog 3, or there's also a buck SS3. You can come out in one of those 2 plays, but that way it does give you 5 plays to choose from. Now, I did accidentally press offense, but basically right here, you're going to have 5 different plays to choose from. You're going to have cover 2 invert, cover 3, cover 1 hole, and cover 1 QB contain. It all depends on what your opponent likes. Like, for example, if I go to this cover 2 invert, basically, and I like shade underneath and I do all these adjustments that I'm going to go over in the first setup, what you're really going to be focusing on here is you're going to take away like the flat routes, such as like the flat routes, the out routes, that kind of thing that's really common on the goal line. You're basically going to be taking those away. However, if you see that your opponent is really going to corner routes, I would recommend keeping the curl flats on the field, as they will cover them pretty well. But guys, let's go ahead. Let's get into the main setup. So the first setup we're going to do, guys, is going to be basically we're going to have hard flats on the field, or cloud flats, whichever one you want to do. And I like to actually have cloud flats on the field, because I believe they play better than hard flats. So basically right here, what you're going to do for this setup, this is the stock defense. It's actually a decent stock defense, but we're going to make some adjustments to it. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to baseline our defense, which is going to be at Y and then right and left stick. It's kind of an adjustment because I'm on Xbox now. Basically, what happened was my PS4, every time I went to like play games or whatever, every time I went to make a Madden video, for some reason my storage device would disconnect, and I actually ordered a new cord for it, But, you know, I got the game on Xbox now, and I think we'll be playing primarily Xbox, so it's going to be a little bit of a change for me. But keep in mind, guys, the Xbox and PlayStation buttons are still down in the description. If you guys get confused at any point, just go ahead, go down there, and you'll pretty much get what I'm saying. So after you're done baselining your defense, next thing you're going to do is you're going to press your entire defense, which is going to be triangle down the left stick. Basically, there's not a big risk involved in this due to the fact that we are playing on the goal line, so there's not going to be a big chance of you getting beat like over the top on the streak or whatnot. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be shading our whole entire defense underneath, which is going to be triangle and down the right stick. Basically what it's going to, or excuse me, Y and down the right stick. But basically right here, what this does is it takes your curl flats and it turns them into hard flats. Now, the only way I would do this is if I see my opponents are not really using the flats or are really using the flats a lot on like goal line situations. I would definitely go and use this. And if not, though, I do curl flats, but I'm going to do hard flats for the setup. So there you go. That's going to be hard flats. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to pinch our entire defensive line, which is left on the D-pad, down the left stick. You see there that these 3 defensive linemen, they all come in, they all crash inside, which is very nice. Then what we're going to do is we are going to be slanting our defensive line outside, which is going to be left on the D-pad, up on the right stick. Basically, just slants him outside. It's pretty self-explanatory. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to contain, which is going to be double tapping RB. Basically, containing is a really good way to actually keep the quarterback in the pocket. If your quarterback or if your opponent's quarterback is like Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray, basically, if he's a threat to rush into the end zone, you're going to be really containing him here, which is going to be really important. Then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to be finally blitzing our user player, which is going to be the free safety in the middle read, and that is going to be A and down on the right stick. So basically, this is the setup right here to end off. As you can see, we have 2 hard flats on both sides, and we also have 2 vertical hooks. Now, I'm going to go over some optional adjustments you guys can do. So one optional adjustment that you guys could do is you could put this linebacker right here into a QB spy, which we're going to do by double tapping the right D-pad, pressing A, and then flicking the right stick to the left. Basically, this is going to do a good job of taking away like those hitch routes or the routes over the middle, like the short routes over the middle, and also it's going to keep the quarterback in the pocket. But I think containing should be enough out of this defense. Now, another thing you could do is you could take the deep zones out of the cornerbacks on the left and right side. You could actually man them up on receivers if your opponent's going with like a very like low set in terms of like 2 running backs and 1 tight end, that kind of thing. You can man them up. We're just going to be double tapping Y, pressing their icons, which is X and B, flicking up on the right stick, and then you could man them up on any player. You can do the outside receivers, which is what I would recommend. But I don't really feel that's a need right now. But if you want to do that, it's definitely up to you. And also, guys, we're just going to blitz our user, which could be A down the right stick. So, and what the heck happened? What happened? Why did our defense do that? He's supposed to be an outside third. Alright, there we go. So, for some reason, I don't know why, my defense really glitched there. I don't know what happened on that defense. Let's see. Outside third. Is he in a deep half? We're just going to put him in deep halves. Yeah, they're both in deep halves. But, basically, guys, this is the defense right here. Now, what we're going to do on offense is we're going to go, and we are going to be putting our... Oh, yeah, we're out of stress. Let's go to PA Tight End League. So, we're just going to put our wide receiver on a option route. We're going to... Then we're going to smart route every route, which is X, A, and B. We're just going to smart route them. So basically, this is the setup right here. A lot of routes on the field, which is going to be really big. And basically, we're just going to be using Justin Reed. We're going to try to take away anything that's in this vicinity of the field, which is in the middle. We can't really try to take away those corner routes because that is a vulnerability if you are playing hard flats. So just got to keep that in mind. Well, let's go ahead. Let's run this play. You're going to see right here, watch everything over the middle. And basically, he does have some stuff open right here. But, you know, primarily the pass rush is actually not even getting there. I'm just going to throw this ball, and I can't even do a user pick correctly with 2 controllers, keep in mind. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this defense in the instant replay. And I'm going to be showing you guys basically what's up with this. So, let's take a look here. First of all, we have the running back in the option. You're going to see he kind of comes in here. Now, he is open in this position of the field. I didn't really do a great job usering, but I try to put as many routes in the field as I can. But you see right here that we're right here with our user. So, if my opponent does try anything fancy, it will get swatted away immediately. Now, you see right here, these vert hooks on defense here. You're going to see that they kind of drop. They're like right here. I actually didn't even do a good job. I probably should have put them like... You know, I probably should have put them at default. That's my bad. But basically, you see here, the vert hooks are going to kind of take away, like, table routes and out routes, that kind of thing. Just those short routes by the running backs is going to really take them away on offense. Now, in terms of the tight end here, we're going to take a look. You see that it kind of goes on a corner route. You're going to see that he's covered pretty well by this cornerback right here. He actually does cover him in the deep half. And then we're also going to take a look as well at this crossing route coming from the right side by Larry Fitzgerald. You see that we do end up taking that away, and then basically we pass him off to this player right here in the other deep half. That's going to be his assignment. And then also we do have DeAndre Hopkins. That's a pretty hard ball to thread through, if I'm honest here. I mean, there was a lot of space on this play, but I did try to put as many routes on the field as I possibly can. So basically I did actually make an error though. I have to go back into my coaching adjustments because I should not have put my vertical hook zones on 0 yards in terms of the zone drops. I should have put them at default, because you don't want to put them on 0, because then they're just going to drop back and they're going to be at like 2-yard line. Not really the greatest thing to run, but anyway, let's just go ahead and let's move into the second setup. Alright guys, so the second setup here is going to be pretty universal. The only thing is we're going to change about one step. So once again here, we're going to base align, we're going to press, but this time actually instead of shading underneath, we're going to leave the curl flats on the field. So what they're going to do now is these curl flats, they're going to be covering any like corner routes or anything like that. These two linebackers, they're going to do a good job of covering that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to be pinching our defensive line, we're going to be sending it outside, we're going to be containing, and then we're going to blitz our users. So basically, this is the play right here. You're going to see that we have 2 curl flats on the field, as well as 2 vert hooks, as well as 2 of the deep half zones, which are going to be pretty good. So basically, guys, on this defense here, what you want to cover once again is going to be in this vicinity as well. You might have to worry a bit more about the flats this time. So we're just going to go ahead. We're going to run this play on offense. You see that we're going to kind of cover it low. And then as you can see, J.J. Watt, he just completely breaks through the offensive line and ends up getting a sack. Now, might have been a bit cheating because he has his X Factor ability. I don't know why he has his X Factor, but he just has it. But you're going to see right here that we do actually get some pretty quick pressure with J.J. Watt coming off this right side at left end. You're going to see, or right end, I believe he plays. You're going to see right here, he's just going to come off, and he actually gets a weird animation, but he ends up coming through. But you're going to see here that I'd recommend with your user, I'd recommend you start low and then you work your way up. So as you can see here, I kind of start low. I start taking away like the option route, and then I eventually move up to take away these 2 crossing routes coming from the back sides. And then as you can see, J.J. Watt is already at the quarterback pretty much right here. But you're going to see that we have very good coverage out here. This table route is not really existent because this curl flat is right here. Also, the vert hooks take away the route by the tight end. Seth DeVolve, I believe, is the player. And you're going to see right here, too, these crossing routes are kind of taken away. And basically, on the perimeter right here, on these left and right sides, there was not a lot to throw to right here, which is going to be really huge. There's really not a lot to throw to on this play. And guys, that's going to pretty much do it here for my goal line coverage defense. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Once again, if you do smash 5 likes, I will bring you guys the goal line run defense. But guys, take care. Most importantly, stay classy.